In this tutorial, you will learn how to make this amazing wall foam flower set. All materials are included in our wall foam flower kit. Let's start with our carnation tutorial. So we are going to start with our carnations now, and these are our two pieces of foam for our carnations. So basically, if you follow your instructions, you will see that you have you're going to do 24 squares. So what I do to make it a little bit faster is I kind of fold it. You got to do 6. So we're going to do like 1, 2, 3. And there's your 3 pieces, and on this one you do the same thing. So you got it folded in 6 pieces like that. One is a little bit bigger, so you want to try to get them as squared off as possible. So this should be, I don't know if you can see that because it's a dark color, so it's a little bit more complicated, but there we go. So what you're going to do is you're going to cut 4 squares like that, right? So you got 3 inches. So what I'm going to do is I'm measuring right here, 3 inches. So approximately we go 1. I'm going to use the same thing, and we're going to do 2, 3, and 4, and you should be left with the little 2-inch strip, which we're going to use for our base. So it's the most simplest thing ever. So we're going to, put it like this as much as possible. Some will be a little bit different. So I'm just going to cut through here. Cut all these little squares. So these are basically your carnation petals. And it is the easiest thing. So once you have your little squares, we're going to wait for that. We're just going to make this little thing, cut them in half. This one has no template because you only want to use as much as possible from your square. And that's your petal. That's it. You can use also so we're going to cut the 24. And just follow these 24. So now that we have our 24 petals cut out, this is the simplest thing. We are going to do a little square, 2-inch square right here to turn it into a little circle. It doesn't have to be a perfect little circle, but this is going to be our little tiny base. It's very simple, just like that. I don't know, let me move this so you can see. It's just a little circle. It doesn't have to be perfect, but as square as possible. And then we make, I'm cutting these, I'm using my little thing, so 20 to 10. So I'm going to cut a 10-inch strip from this, and I'm just going to put them aside, and we're going to start thermoforming. So we're going to leave our strip, leave our circle, and this is the simplest thing for the carnation. So once you have your iron, your heat gun, remove these so you can see the color doesn't let us see. So we're going to thermoform the whole piece together, and we're just going to fold in half, twist, twist, like that, and then twist it, and there's your And then the edges, we're going to touch the edges out, and we're going to stretch them out and make little things like that. So that's the carnation. Petal. So we're going to do another one, and you can see how we're pressing. We're going to fold it in half, then like a little fan, and then we're going to twist. So you can see, sorry about my hand. And now we're going to stretch, give it the little ruffles on the edges. And we're just going to ruffle this up. I'm going to do a third one, and then we're going to repeat. So step 1, thermoform the whole piece. While it's still soft, you make your little bends like that. And then you kind of press it. And you can see the wrinkles in it. And we're going to do the edges, warm up the edges, and stretch. And there's a little carnation. Very cute. So we're going to repeat for the whole 24 petals. Let me do one more. I didn't do it very properly here. So we're going to heat up, and then one like that, and then press, and we're going to relieve, and stretch it out. That's it. So we're going to repeat and finish the 24. So I use my 369 craft glue. It's available on the website, but you can use your heat gun. So we're going to do the first layer of 6 petals. So if you want to follow along, I put a little drop here, and I'm going to glue this little right here. That's 6. Then I'm going to do this one, just to make sure we get the right space and the right angle. And then do the first of 3. I just like this glue a little bit more because it's kind of a little bit less messier for me. And we're going to put here. There we go. So we're following our little lines, which I recommend you do if you're going to follow here. And then we're going to do another one here, right there, and right around there. So, you can eyeball it. It doesn't have to be perfect. So you're going to do your first layer. And put in. And there you go. It is a little bit bigger than 7 inches. If you wrap this is almost like really 8 inches. But so we're gonna do that part. We're gonna put the second round of 6 right in the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're just gonna glue this. We're gonna glue it stronger later, and you're gonna put it a little bit more on the upper side. So we're gonna do the second layer of 6. So these fold a little bit closer. And I'm just going to do them like this. And just dry it out a little bit too soon. The 6th one. So you got your base. Your base is kind of done. It's very simple. Now we are going to do the part of the remember we cut our little strip. So basically what we're going to do with this strip is just make a little little bit of glue, and I'm just going to roll it up because this is going to be the structure for our bud. Extra at the edge. And if you want to, it's still not going to show, but I'm going to grab a little leftover, you know, one big leftover of this, and I'm just going to kind of give it that little, you know, do a little edge. So if it does show, it'll just show like a little button. So basically I'm going to glue this like that, and we're just going to cut off the edges. It's still not going to show, so don't worry too much about this. And now we're going to wrap 3 around it. So you can also use your guide if you want to, or you can actually make a mark here. Like sometimes what I do is I'll mark the base. So this is 3, and you just make, you know, so it can be as straight as possible. So what you're going to do is we're going to put a little bit of glue here, and we're going to put like, you know, ½ inch. It doesn't have to be all the way down, you know, because it's going to start opening up like that. So then we're going to do just a little dabber right here, and we're going to do ½ inch, and then the third one right here, right there. You got your little thing like that, and then we're going to close them up. You know, once you got the bright, you're going to wrap, make sure one wraps over the other, one wraps over the other, and you get like a little thing like that. So I'm going to glue this side to the base right here, and this over it, so it can close up. I'm going to glue this side to the base, which is already kind of finished, glue it, and this one over here. And then we're going to glue this side to the base and this over here. So you can see your bud doesn't really show. So we're going to do another 3. We're going to grab another 3 of her petals. And we're going to put them a little bit lower because it's got to be opening up. Right in the middle of these 2. So we're going to put a little dab and a little bit lower. And right here we do the same thing, a little dab and a little bit lower. And the next one, a little dab, and a little bit lower. So there you go. You have your simple, easy peasy bud. It's very simple. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make sure they start opening up. So the next layer of 3s, we're going to make sure, let me close this up a little bit on the side. Depends on how you feel, that's how you're going to go. So we're going to do 3, and then the last 3, and we're going to glue it down there. We're going to cut out whatever's left of the stump that we don't like. So we're going to go for the next 3. Now make sure this is opening up. You know, it's opening up a little bit more. So you don't want to, you know, we don't usually glue it like that. I usually just glue the tips and then go over it. So we're going to do the last little dab right here. Last little dab right here. Last little dab right here. You got this open up, and you got your base, and you got 3 little chunks left. So you want to make sure these are quite open up like that, so we can post it here. So we got 3 more to go, and these you are going to glue them directly. You're going to follow your lines or your guide or whichever way. Just make sure you put one here You're not going to put one there, you're going to put one here. You're not going to put one here, you're going to put one here. So we're going to do the last little 3. 1, 2, 3. And then 1, 2. Make sure it goes properly. And 3. So as you can see, it's like right at the very center where they're already touching together. You know, let me put a little bit more. You want to make it a little bit pressed to the side. So what we're going to do right here is we're going to cut this little stem out and glue it. Make sure it's pretty flush. To the height you like the best, and you glue it. So that's kind of it. I'm going to cut it a little bit more because I like it a little bit pressed. You may want it taller, so look, I want you to check this out. So if you see it sideways, it's a little bit too tall for me. So I'm going to just glue this a little bit more. Make sure they open up. This is because I want to make little, this little like stump or stem, or I don't know how to call these little things. So you're gonna want to press this to the side. Because carnations do, I don't know if you've seen a carnation, they have a very big stem, so, and they're very kind of, they're not that flush as some other flowers may be. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to put on this glue right here and press it down. Make sure this petal is right in the middle of these other 2. So basically, and we press out, we press the button, make sure it goes properly. And we are done with our beautiful carnation. Just, you know, we want to do these a little bit more open like that. And we're just going to work on the bottom part, make sure all these is glued together. Now we're going to detail all the little ends. So you don't want it to be like these. I personally, when it's going to go to a wall, I try to glue these together so all petals can be like stronger. So what we're going to do is I'm going to put a little bit more glue on this so I can glue it to the upper petal. You can do that with your glue gun. I do that with all my flowers at the end. I just make sure if it's a heavily petaled flower that they're all holding together so it won't flap around, especially if you're making really giant ones. So I'm just holding these, and we are going to get you want to glue this perfectly right. So you want to make sure this is glued to the edge, because this is a little cute base. Now this is such a cutie flower. It is so cute, and it is like a carnation, really standing out. You can see it sideways, and you just want to push these down, and you've got your gorgeous wall carnation. Now you can follow this to make a really giant one. Because since it's heavily petaled, you don't really need to use really large ones. So you have it here. We're going to grab our wires from our kit, and I'm going to fold it in the back, cut it up, and then make another cut. And you're just going to do, sorry, my nails, I need to fix my nails, but it's really lots of paint. So we're going to do a little thing like that. And I usually do this so that helps the glue. So it's very simple. Of a little leftover, so we got a little leftover piece here. We're gonna cut a little square just to make sure you can cover this up like that. See? And then we cut a little square, boom, just like that. And we're gonna put glue over it. Push this like that and put it on the top part of our carnation, and that's your hanging. I've used several types of hanging parts. Oh, look at my nail. It's paint. It's not dirty. It's paint. I'm like, this is embarrassing, but I'm just painting all day. So there you go. And you got your. It's not 7 inches. It's actually like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, almost 9 inches. So there is your carnation. Now, if you want to make it smaller, well, you just, when you glue the first base, you just do it a little bit more inside on this little circle. So this just hangs, this gorgeous.